In the heart of the savannah, a majestic lion, the king of beasts, prowls with a regal air that belies the horror lurking beneath its golden mane. This lion, however, is not merely a symbol of strength and power. It is a living testament to the relentless cruelty of nature. As the camera zooms in, the viewer is met with a shocking sight: a gaping wound, grotesquely adorned with a colony of barnacles. These hard-shelled mollusks, typically found clinging to the hulls of ships or the rocky surfaces of the ocean, have made an unexpected and horrific home on the lion's flesh. The barnacles, with their spiky protrusions and rough texture, are not just a minor inconvenience. They are a grotesque manifestation of parasitism, feeding off the lion's very life force. The sight is both fascinating and repulsive, a stark reminder of nature's darker side. Barnacle infestation, while often associated with marine life, can occur in the most unexpected of places. In this case, the lion's wound, perhaps the result of a fierce battle or a careless encounter with sharp thorns, has become an inviting habitat for these opportunistic creatures. Barnacle larvae, drawn by the scent of the exposed flesh, latch onto the wound and begin to grow, their hard shells forming a protective fortress around them. As they feed, they burrow deeper into the flesh, causing pain and infection, slowly draining the life from their unsuspecting host. The lion, once a powerful predator, now bears the weight of this grotesque burden, a living canvas for nature's cruelty. As we witness the lion's struggle against this infestation, a dark reflection emerges. Humans, too, have their own barnacles. We cling to the earth, often at the expense of the very creatures we admire. Our actions, whether through habitat destruction or pollution, mirror the barnacle's parasitic nature, feeding off the vitality of our planet. The lion's plight serves as a warning, a chilling reminder that we are not separate from the natural world, but intricately linked to it. In the end, as we ponder the lion's fate, we are left with a bitter truth in our quest for dominance. We may be the true parasites, unwittingly inflicting wounds upon our environment, while the barnacles of our own making cling ever tighter. So, next time you marvel at the beauty of nature, remember the lion, majestic, yet marred by the very forces it cannot control. And perhaps, just perhaps, we should consider giving nature. In the heart of a quiet farm, a striking white horse stands, its majestic figure marred by a gruesome sight. A barnacle wound, grotesque and unsettling, festers on its flank, turning a once pristine coat into a canvas of horror. As we draw closer, the stark contrast of the horse's gleaming fur against the unsettling growths captures our attention. What we see is not merely a wound. It is a chilling testament to the often overlooked battle between nature and the creatures that inhabit it. Barnacles, typically associated with the hulls of boats or the rocky shores, have found an unlikely host in this noble animal. But how did this happen? Barnacle infestation, while seemingly absurd, is a reality that some horses face. These tiny crustaceans, with their hard shells and sticky feet, are notorious hitchhikers, capable of latching onto any surface that offers a foothold. In the case of our unfortunate equine friend, a combination of environmental factors and perhaps a weakened immune system has allowed these marine marauders to invade. They burrow into the skin, creating painful lesions that ooze with infection. The sight is disturbing. Clusters of barnacles cling tightly, their sharp edges digging into the flesh, causing immense suffering. As they grow, they can cause severe irritation and even lead to secondary infections, leaving the horse in a state of distress. The infestation is not merely a physical ailment. It embodies a deeper narrative about the interconnectedness of life. Humans, in their quest to dominate nature, often overlook the consequences of their actions. The very barnacles that plague this horse are a reflection of our own negligence towards the environment. As we build and expand, we create habitats for these creatures, inadvertently inviting them into the lives of unsuspecting animals. This dark twist of fate raises ethical questions. Are we, in our pursuit of progress, dooming other beings to suffer? As we ponder the implications of this barnacle wound, we must also recognize the absurdity of nature's design. Who would have thought that a creature so seemingly benign could transform into a horror show on a beautiful horse? Perhaps the real lesson here is a reminder of the delicate balance that exists in our world. Nature has a sense of humor, albeit a dark one, reminding us that sometimes the most unexpected encounters can lead to the most profound realizations. So, as we gaze upon this unfortunate horse, let us not only feel pity, but also reflect on our own role in this intricate web of life, where even a barnacle can tell a story. in the heart of the wild plains, where the sun kisses the horizon and the wind whispers ancient tales, a bison wanders, a majestic creature of strength and endurance. But this is no ordinary bison. Upon its back lies a gruesome sight that would make even the most hardened naturalist shudder. A grotesque cluster of barnacles, resembling a twisted crown of thorns, has taken hold of its rugged hide. This is not merely a blemish. It is a horror story of nature's relentless pursuit of survival, a tale of infestation that speaks to the dark side of the natural world. As the camera zooms in, the barnacles glisten ominously in the sunlight, each one a tiny fortress built by opportunistic crustaceans, ready to exploit the unsuspecting bison as their unwitting host. Barnacles, those seemingly innocuous creatures that cling to rocks and ships, have found a new home on the back of this bison. They are not picky. They will latch onto anything that provides a stable surface. In this case, the bison, a symbol of the American frontier, has become a living canvas for these marine parasites. As they anchor themselves to the bison's skin, they create a festering wound, a grotesque ballet of biology that showcases the duality of life and death. Bison skin, meant to protect and serve, is now a battleground, a canvas marred by the relentless march of these barnacles. The barnacle infestation is not just a mere annoyance, it is a serious condition that can lead to severe complications. As they grow, they burrow deeper into the bison's flesh, causing inflammation and pain. The bison, unable to scratch or remove these invaders, is left to suffer in silence. The once proud beast now bears the weight of a parasitic burden, a reminder of the fragility of life in the wild. Each barnacle is a testament to nature's brutality, an illustration of how the strong can become weak, and the proud can fall victim to the smallest of foes. As we delve deeper into the life of these barnacles, it becomes evident that they are not simply mindless parasites. Each barnacle is a marvel of evolution, equipped with specialized appendages that allow it to filter feed, drawing nutrients from the surrounding water. They are survivors, thriving in environments that would spell doom for many other species. Yet, in their quest for survival, they inflict suffering on their host, raising questions about the ethics of nature's design. Is it survival of the fittest? Or is it a cruel game where the rules are written by the relentless hand of fate? The bison, in its struggle against this infestation, embodies the harsh realities of the animal kingdom. It is a reminder that life is often a brutal contest, where the lines between predator and prey blur, and where the strong can be brought low by the weak. As the barnacles continue their relentless assault, the bison's health deteriorates, a poignant reflection of the interconnectedness of all living beings. In this dark narrative, we find ourselves pondering the role of humanity in this grand tapestry of life. Humans, too, are not immune to the parasitic nature of existence. We build our empires, often at the expense of the natural world, exploiting its resources until they are depleted. Just as the barnacles cling to the bison, we cling to our comforts, sometimes blind to the damage we inflict on the environment. The barnacle's grip is a metaphor for our own relationship with nature, an unyielding hold that can lead to destruction. In a quiet pasture where the sun dapples through the leaves and the air carries the sweet scent of grass, there stands a majestic white horse. Its coat gleams like freshly fallen snow, but upon closer inspection, a horrific sight emerges, a barnacle wound, a grotesque testament to nature's darker side. This is not a scene from a fantasy tale. It is a chilling reality that unfolds in the animal kingdom. Imagine a creature so noble, yet marred by a grotesque infestation that transforms its beauty into a canvas of horror. The barnacle, a small crustacean often associated with the ocean, has found an unlikely host in this unsuspecting equine. Barnacles are usually seen clinging to rocks and ships, but when they invade a horse, they create a grotesque spectacle. These tiny, hard-shelled creatures latch onto the skin, burrowing in and forming a ghastly colony. The horse, once a symbol of grace, now bears the burden of these marine invaders. The barnacles feed on the horse's flesh, their sharp edges cutting into the soft tissue, leading to infections, pain, and suffering. The wound festers, a gruesome reminder of the harsh realities of life. As the barnacles multiply, they create a grotesque landscape of white and yellow, a stark contrast to the horse's once pure coat. This infestation raises unsettling questions about the relationship between animals and humans. How often do we overlook the suffering of creatures in our pursuit of beauty and perfection? The barnacle's relentless grip serves as a metaphor for the burdens we impose on nature, often without consideration for the consequences. In our quest for control, we may find ourselves inextricably linked to the very chaos we seek to avoid. And yet, in this dark tale of infestation, there lies a glimmer of humor. One might wonder if the horse, adorned with its barnacle jewelry, could start a new fashion trend. Barnacle chic could sweep the equestrian world, leaving onlookers both horrified and amused. Perhaps, in the end, we should all take a moment to reflect on the delicate balance of life, where beauty and horror often coexist. And as we gaze upon the white horse, we are reminded that nature's design is as perplexing as it is beautiful, and sometimes it takes a barnacle to make us think twice about our place in the grand tapestry of life.